I think this is the last in our series, unless more questions come in the next day or two, on the questions that I asked in the premiere video on Sulphur Springs Facialist. I am Jill Russell. I'm a licensed esthetician in the state of Texas. I'm also a licensed esthetician instructor in the state of Texas, and of course, educator. I own a facial therapy center in Sulphur Springs. We're in Broadway Square on Broadway Street, so that's why this is Sulphur Springs Facialist on Broadway. In the first two of these series after the premiere, I was addressing some of the questions that I've been asked and that I think you should ask as a client, and that I think that other estheticians should explain to their clients. So these will be several more, a little bit in depth from the questions of me explaining why you should ask these questions. Go ahead and hit subscribe now so that you can find my channel easily. And if you hit the notification bell, then you'll be alerted to any video that is uploaded, downloaded, premiering, going live on this channel. And I appreciate you very much for watching these. If you do have questions, please put them in the comments. And if you like my videos, then a thumbs up. That will help a lot. This is going to be a channel for me explaining about what I do as a facialist, which is also known as esthetician and skincare practitioner and licensee of aesthetics, which that comes under the cosmetology license, but it's a specialty license under cosmetology because there's more specialized training in facials. We'll get to the questions and me explaining now why I think it's important to ask these questions. Some of the following videos that will be coming up, I'll be explaining different modalities that I use. And of course, if there are questions that come in, I will just do a show on those questions. So let me know. That's what this channel is all about. What if I'm not feeling well or have a headache or sinus problem the day of my appointment? Well, then you should call. It would be a late cancellation and an emergency, and your esthetician will be glad that you did and did not come in sick. And if you were having these situations, it could be something, a facial could exacerbate the problem instead of making it feel better. And remember, the esthetician is going to be this far from your face working. So you don't want the esthetician to come to work if they've got a headache or a sinus problem or not feeling well and they're that close to your face, whether the esthetician is masked or not. So it should be rescheduled. Are facials only for women? Oh my goodness. I'm asked this so frequently, and it's facials are not only for women. They're, everybody that has a face and has skin can get a facial. Now, all facialists don't see both men and women. I do, but some see only men and some see only women. And I'm asked, oh, how many women around in this area come to get facials? And it's like, well, women this many and men this many. It's about as many men as there are women. And especially if one will come in, say a man will come in and then goes home, and his partner family sees how good his skin looks, and then watches him starting to take better care of his skin, then very often the other partner comes in. It's the same with a female. And if a woman buys products and has them at home, then very often she will notice that the products are the containers are kind of becoming empty. So, who else in the house that uses this same counter here is using the products? And then they're happy to have their men come in too, because skin conditions are different and skin types are different in men and women. Of course, a lot of it is gender and a lot of it is hormone, but men will also have, even if they shave, still have beard, mustache, and facial hair that most women don't have. And the comedones, blackheads, whiteheads are usually a little bit different. There's also something called milia, which that is not something that we treat it, but it's not called an extraction. Extraction would be more of removing or treating blackheads and pimples and whiteheads, comedones. So facials are for men and women. Can a teenager have facials? Absolutely. Any age person can have a facial. It just depends on the age of that client and their skin condition, because you're not going to use the same products like a mask that's a skin tightening mask on a 9-year-old as you are on someone in their 40s. If a client is under the age of majority, then in my clinic, the parent or legal guardian has to sign the release and has to be there on site during the facial. If they are not in the room, then the treatment room door is open and they're just feet away so they can see and hear everything that's going on. It is a comfort to the client, and it is also a comfort to the parent to know what's going on and see what's going on and see how the child is being treated. And it is also a protection for the esthetician. How often is the linen changed? Oh my goodness, here's another one. When I was inspected the last time, it was a virtual inspection, and this is by the state that regulates my license. The inspector asked me, where are the sheets kept? And I said, over here, and I pulled it and opened the drawer with the camera and showed her where the sheets were kept. And she said, where's the treatment table or bed? And I showed her, and it was all made up, waiting for the next client to come in, because I knew that they would want to see it set up. And she said, how often do you change those? And I went, yeah. And she said, no ma'am, how often are the sheets changed? And I said, between each client, after every client, before the next client, they're changed. And she said, I know you're laughing, but she said, some people have said once a week, and I've even had them say once a month. Well, of course, I gagged at that. And then I started remembering, yes, there are places that I've been that I would never go back to because I could tell someone else had been there. There are places that I'm not sure really they have licensed facialists there that have sheets on a bed and it looks nice and comfortable. Then they've got the paper over the top of that. So they will remove the paper sometimes. There were 2 times that I went to one place to get lashes done that I will not go back to. They also do nails, and at the foot on the paper, there were 2 darker spots, like oily spots, and it's like someone had a pedicure and came and got on this paper on top of sheets and that was where their heels were. And then another time, the paper was kind of wrinkled in certain places, like where heavier parts of a body would be. And I ask about it both times. Oh, let me change it. I'll change it. I'll change it. And ask for covers, and they go and open a drawer and get covers out. And then when I'm through, they get those same covers and put them back in the drawer. So they're not laundered in between each client. And even if there is paper on the table, there are sheets underneath it, and the paper is not really that much protection. So it's very important that the linen be changed and only clean towels used. Don't be afraid to ask. I've done a whole video on that on another YouTube channel of mine. Is a facial treatment only from forehead to chin, or is neck and décolleté involved? Now, different facialists will have different protocols for that. Some only will work just a face, and then they will have an add-on if you want neck and décolleté also treated during your appointment. Now, in my place, I treat décolleté up to forehead. That's just a part of the whole facial that I do. So I think it's important that you ask and you know what you're going in for. So while your face is being worked, don't just keep waiting for, well, when are they going to get to my neck and décolleté? When are they going to get this? And then they never do. The other thing that I am very adamant about is working the earlobes. Earrings are removed during a treatment, and then working the earlobes. And clients will say, I never thought about that. Oh my goodness, they're right here by your face. And it's a part of your skin. So yes, it's very important that you cleanse your earlobes, take your earrings out every time that you are cleansing your face, which means every day, morning and night, and cleanse the earlobes, apply your serum, and apply your moisturizer. And probably in about 3 weeks, you'll notice that your earrings, whether you're wearing pierced earrings or clip-ons, will fit a little differently. And there'll be another video upcoming about facial meridians and piercings. Do you know what meridian or what reflex point, when you've got piercings anywhere, what they are? The meridian and the meridian point that they are related to. Stay tuned for that video. If I've had recent surgery or am undergoing medical treatment, can I have a facial? It depends on the facialist and their license and their certification. I am trained, I am oncology trained. So I am able to work with people who are going through oncology treatments or surgeries, and will work closely with the nurse practitioner or the physician with what kind of facial to use. Now, they cannot tell me what to do because they are not a licensed esthetician, even though they're licensed in their profession. But I know what I can do and what I can't do. And for all different treatments, like whether it's radiation or have had lymph nodes removed, or taken chemotherapy, or recent surgery, and where it was, and what type of radiation is used. That's very, very important to know. And it's very important to know if your facialist, if your esthetician is oncology trained, and also where they were trained. That's important. What if I have metal or other implants in my face? That is something that's very important to know, because the facial massage or something, and I do have several clients that do have something like that, or even metal in the back, in the spine or in the neck, clamps or something that are implanted in there, and metal in the face. There are a lot of modalities and a lot of things that I am using electricity with. So it's important, if there's metal in there, no, I'm not going to use the electricity. It can zap, but it can also arc, and don't want to cause any damage or burning. And just in general of knowing where something is, I could, if nobody told me, I could easily find it. I could easily find, but I need to know before I get started. And it also depends on the type of products that your esthetician is using. If you have metal or other implants, maybe even composite implants or that sort of thing. And then what if I've had in recent injectables or fillers? This is kind of just evolving into that. That is very important to know, and how long it has been since you had them. Because if you just had something recently, you really should go back to your injector for any treatments, instead of coming to me. I don't do injectables and I don't do fillers, but I don't want to mess it up and disturb what you have had done either. And patches, if someone is wearing a patch or pellet or something, hormone pellet or something, that is important to know that as well. And it doesn't matter if it's not in the face. If it's in the hip or something, it still matters, because we use in my clinic, we have a massager on the table that's turned on pretty often during a mask treatment or an LED or an oxygen dome treatment or something. And so it's very important to know if there is a pellet implanted, because it's going to be vibrating, and when was it implanted. Then the next question, when can I schedule an appointment? That's what you need to ask your esthetician, or we will just ask you, when would you like to schedule your appointment? We're in the service business, and we do what we do because we love it and we care about our clients. And so scheduling an appointment is very beneficial to you to find out what you may need to be doing at home, whether you just want to come in for one facial in your whole lifetime, or if you want to come in every several months, or if you want to come in monthly. Most clients, more than half of mine, schedule the monthly appointments and reschedule for the next appointment when they come in. Or you may want to come in for a series. There will be estheticians that will offer a series. I do occasionally, and it depends on the client as well, of how we work a series. Because I have clients that live great distances from me, and they will come in periodically, but then also will have the products, and it's all bought in a kit, and then go home, and then we do FaceTime. So we do a virtual facial, and I'm explaining how to use and what to do. And then if the client has questions, we go over them that way. I'm very grateful for my clients, and I love sharing what I do. So if you'll subscribe, it's free, then it's easier to find this channel. And there's more upcoming. There will be at least once a week shows. And when you hit the notification bell up there when you're subscribing, then you will be alerted to any time that there is a new video uploaded or going live on this channel. So put your comments in the comment section, put your questions in the comment section, put your suggestions in the comment sections. It's all appreciated. And I have several YouTube channels. This one is just specifically me to you. And so if you have questions, this is all about you. Let me know.